I think asking the question, asking the right question is very important. If we blindly believe whatever people say, the news, not to mention on the internet or even AI, there's delusionary thought. As humans, we're not perfect, but we can gather information to make sense of it. But still we have to question if this statement or the information is reliability. So this takes some thought to clarify. How do we know the reliable source? After checking, questioning, not just believing in one source, but with different angles, also within ourselves, intuition, or even potentially coming up with wisdom from our unconscious part of who we are, beyond our mind, from the heart. So, if the source is right or wrong, that's one question. Trustworthy or not, reliable or not, that's another question. Asking questions is very important. And to ask the right question, to figure out the most important question, it's endless, but the bottom line is that we have to have a calm and quiet mind to even ask the right question. If we are biased or blinded, that's dangerous. We are talking about our happy life and not unhappy life. So the bottom line, as I can say about this subject of questioning, is that we have to have a calm and quiet mind to even ask the right question. After questions and questions, still not jump into conclusion to say this is reliable or not, or even to make decision, is this the source of information I trust? It sounds cumbersome and convoluted, but that's what it is. Our mind would get us into the maze, and we may want to jump into some conclusion quickly, prematurely. And how many mistakes have we made doing that? And what have we learned? The bottom of the bottom, the cause is to go through this process of questioning. And finally, we may get this aha moment. In meditating, I was in pain. I asked the question, I have this pain on the 8th day of Vipassana sitting so long, but I was determined to sit, and I couldn't, and it was so painful. I wanted to go to the hospital, asking for ambulance, but I was determined. That was my will power. And then I started to ask that question that changed the whole thing. I questioned I have this pain. Is this because I'm trying to escape from the pain? And then I stop my mind. And then this awakening experience that I talked about already happened. In case of Eckhart Tolle, when he felt like committing suicide, and one evening he thought, I can't stand myself. And he asked the question, there are two me's, me asking and me saying that I can't. And looking at the structure, he questioned, why is it so? And that's the point of his awakening. He asked the question, I asked the question. And in the other video I mentioned about Einstein talking about not just believing someone's talk when they seem to, or they think they know the answer. Listen to the person who asked the question. Right question. Let's do that every moment if we can. Is it too much? That's a question. If you think that's too much, that's your answer. Or do you ask the question, does it make sense? What do you do? How can you do? Keep open-minded and check everything goes on, like me looking at myself, like the case of Eckhart Tolle, or me talking about myself. Is that me trying to escape? There was another me asking the question that I have the pain. I asked myself, looking at myself in the mirror. We need to do that. I believe I need to do that more often, all the time. And Warren Buffett said in one of his quotes was this: very smart people, I would like to change the smart to wise, very wise people says no most of the time. And he asked, the person who very wise asked the question and said no, not this, not this, not this. Chrlie Munger, Warren Buffett, great friend who lived until 99, almost 100 years old, his famous saying is, invert. Avoid choosing the wrong or potentially wrong thing. To invert, you have to ask the question, what is the problem? What is the opportunity? What could go wrong? This whole story that I shared in 9 minutes is simple, but we can just forget it or ask the question, is this guy talking about the question? Does it make sense? I asked that to myself, looking at myself in the mirror. And I think, in my view, this is so critical. Always have that mind open to check, invert, and choose not to go into the wrong direction haphazardly, carelessly, but be calm and quiet. And keep asking that question and make the right choice. most important choice is not believe something easily and jump onto it because it's too easy, lazy. But we have to, in ourselves, sincere and truthful to live, including ask question and avoid doing or choosing the wrong answer to what we can do.